I had a Lindrum, and I wrote the song around a Lindrum. The Lindrum is was the first really good drum computer.
Yeah.
You could actually you you could write to a click on the thing, and it had good instruments, and it sounded more like a like a real drum kit. Others sounded very very electronic. This sounded more like they were drum samples, and it was great to play to. Um, and I just had this idea of voices because titles always get me going. Once I find a good or a story,
Hmm.
because usually a title tells you a story. It tells you what tempo it should be. If it's a hard word, then it's going to be a harder tune. With voices, I was flying with it, because I was thinking, my I hear voices. The idea of I hear voices because I do. I mean, I overthink. In the past, I've overthought things, and overthought. It's been good for songwriting because I come up with lots of different ideas. But I had the idea once I started to sing. Uh, if you could see my mind, if you really look deep, then maybe you find somewhere there'll be a place hidden inside my comedian face. You will find somewhere there's a house, and inside that house there's a room. Locked in the room, in the corner, you see a voice is waiting for me to set it free. And I got the key. I got the key. It's that I was flying with it, and that came very quickly once I got into the tempo, and I had this instrumental phrase. It goes da do da do da boo do da do 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 da boo ba boo do 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 da da do do do. Don't look back. Do 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 ba da do. And it's very exciting. That was very and it did very well. It came out as a single. In fact,
Yeah.
Bryan Adams phoned me, bless him, and said, "I love that song you've recorded, Voices." And he said it's so introspective,
Yeah.
which is a word I wouldn't use, but it is. Yeah,
It's a
it,
fantastic track. It really is a fantastic track. And I love the fact that it's got a kind of haunting, ethereal, kind of cinematic feel to it as well. So what was the recording process like with that? Did you experiment with different sounds and things?
well, I wanted to do it, because I'd recorded it with a Lindrum, and it sounded very dancey, because at that time there was, a lot of blue-eyed soul singers around and stuff, Hall and Oates and Robert Palmer doing their thing, and there's a lot of that. I went into the studio with some of the best musicians in the country, Simon Phillips on the drums,
Oh, wow, yeah.
Mo Foster on the bass. I said to Simon, who would you like to play with as a keyboard player? He said, I'd like to play with David Sancious from America, was used to be in the Springsteen band years ago. So he came over as well, played keyboards. And Voices was about the third song we recorded. And nothing was done with Simon. Things weren't done on any click track or any beat. I left them free to count in and play, And I said, with Voices, I want you to play to the click. So I said, oh no, please, no, not to a click. It'd be much better. Mo said, yeah, I think it'd be better to play without the click. So that's how we ended up. But I'd love to have done it to a click, just to try it with a click. Well, I've done it on this album with a click. Of course I have. But I didn't do it with a computer. I did it with samples and loops. Yeah,
So
that's
in
how that.
terms of the Miami Vice, obviously gave it a huge highlight as well, didn't it? Featuring on that
Yeah.
TV show, and that was known for its kind of stylish visuals as well as the use of music as well. So how did that placement happen? When did you first learn it was going to be on that show?
Well, I was just told about it actually, but I remember that show was on every week. It was on I don't know, every Friday or something, every Saturday. I can't remember, but it was on. Somebody said to me they've included voices. They're including voices on the show. The director loves it, and he's found a good place to put the song. And lo and behold, he did another one as well. He did another one of mine on Miami Vice, which was Into the Night.
Uh,
Ace Frehley from Kiss, Ace Frehley did a version of that too. He had that out as a single. So that was fun.